Good afternoon to all the delegates who have joined us here today for the India edition. And it's really nice to see fantastic engagement coming even before we have started the virtual event. So the World CI 200 2020 Roadshow, India edition, and I welcome you all on behalf of Global CIO Forum, GC Media, and GCMF. Today, we are also running the Singapore event parallelly as well. And along with that, we have completed the Africa, Europe, Qatar, UAE, Kuwait, Bahrain, KSA, Oman, and Egypt editions of the summit. And we come to India virtually. And it's an honor to be present here and continue the legacy of the World CIO 200. So this year's CIO 200 summit revolves around the theme of LeadX, leading through transformation, where technology is borderless, ambitions are fearless, and leadership is limitless. The World CI 200, as most of you might know, or whoever is new over here, it was established in 2017. It is a multi-country CIO felicitation ceremony that recognizes the achievement of the digital leaders of today. And touring globally, we award the hardest taskmasters who have brought transformative changes in the IT infrastructure of the organization. And this year, along with the countries that I've mentioned before in the areas, we've totally covered more than 40 countries. And upon the completion of the roadshow, we'll be hosting the grand finale in Thailand on 23rd and 24th November. But before we move on to the sessions, we would want to give a quick glimpse of the grand finale that we look forward to. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Ronak Samante, co-founder and CEO of GC Media Group, to come and share the welcome note with our audience here.
Thank you, Gulin, for the warm welcome. And very good afternoon, good morning, and good evening to everyone who has participated in this virtual event. And it gives us immense pleasure to conduct this roadshow. The CIO 200 Roadshow is a flagship event of GEC Media Group and the Global CIO Forum. And we are very proud and honored so that we have completed most of the leg. And as Gurleen mentioned, that we are having it today, India virtually, but we are having at the same time, it is happening in Singapore as well. But that's a physical event. But again, like apologies from our side, because for some unavoidable circumstances, we had to make India event as a virtual event. But nevertheless, before the event started as well, we can see some great participation, and India has been a very, very important market for us, and India has been an important market for not only for us, for the entire globe. And looking at the pace, the technology and the digital transformation side that is taking place in India, so they're beating the rest in the world. And just for that, that reminds me, earlier this week, I was in India as well, and where we had the launch from IOTA, one of the one of the leading technology companies in India. They inaugurated their data center in Noida, and to witness that, it was great, to see India and the companies, especially Indian companies, who are really firing from all cylinders to compete with the rest of the world. And yes, so the Global CI Forum and GC Media Group is nevertheless have always put a new step forward to make sure each and every year we take one step ahead and take the game into the next level. And this year, I think apart from today, we only have one more country left, which is Pakistan, which will be done early next week. And then we all set up for the grand finale. And a grand finale again. So this time we are taking it in to Thailand on 23rd and 24th of November. So we are all excited, and all the best to all the uh, winners from today. In advance, congratulations, and hope the best out of the best will be joining us in the grand finale. So thank you so much. Stay tuned because India edition will be really informative, and hope we'll have a great engagement today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ronak, for sharing your vision with our audience over here. And yes, as you said, like we really wish we could be there in person, but we're really happy that you all joined us virtually here. So with that, we would like to present a small glimpse of GEC 2.0.
This is about tomorrow, for a thriving, living world.
It's up to us to act today.
We have to question everything.
How we see ourselves.
The world around us.
Everything we do.
How we act is a reflection of who we are.
Every step leaves a footprint on tomorrow.
We need to move forward with a sense of purpose.
Without empathy, collaboration,
concrete actions.
Without humanity, progress is empty.
(2012), the year when history stood witness to the shifting power dynamics in the tech industry, from products to solutions to services. A year when the market was moving steadfast, the community was growing swiftly, and progression was rapid. There was a dire need for a singular voice. A voice that can not only unify the industry ecosystems, but also foresee the opportunities that lie ahead. Enter GEC Media Group. With its wide array of futuristic products, solutions, and platforms, we were one of the region's avant-garde, embracing possibilities, fearlessly taking risks, and often taking the road less traveled. With our core value proposition of commitment, passion, and responsibility, the first decade of GEC Media Group was all about creating a benchmark, one step, or rather one solution at a time. As we celebrate 10 years of establishment in the region, we look back to all the meaningful relationships that we have forged over the years, the connections we have nurtured, and the value that we have brought to the regional and global marketplace, with solutions and platforms that were unique and cutting edge. Innovation and novelty ruled the charts year after year, and the industry embraced it with open arms and thunderous response. A journey that is defined by commitment, passion, and responsibility to the industry. A journey that was nurtured with the support of long-standing partners. A journey that is just on the threshold of yet another transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for GEC 2.0. Persistence, performance, profitability.
Great. So with that vision in mind, I would like to invite our next speaker, Mr. Pratap Joshi. He's from Global CIO Manufacturing Forum to take this conversation ahead with our audience today. Over to you, Mr. Pratap.
Very good afternoon to all of you. Thank you, Gurleen, for your introduction, and Ronak Bhai for your keynotes, your opening speech. It was really indeed very good. I welcome you all on behalf of the CIO 200 community and also the Global CIO Manufacturing Forum for this virtual event. As Ronak has said that no, we have to move to a virtual event because of some kind of issue in our topics, but it is happening here in India, and also there are physical events happening somewhere else, like in Singapore at the same time. It's a great moment altogether. And I think the manufacturing forum, CI Manufacturing Forum, has come a long way from a small hamlet of Pune location in India, where Pune is one of the manufacturing hub. And we maybe 11, 12 CIOs altogether sit down together in a hamlet of some manufacturing unit. And we decided that there is no focus forum for manufacturing. So why not to start something on the manufacturing forum? Because there are many societies, clubs, and other entities in India where they have the amalgamation of CIOs. but there is no focused manufacturing forum anywhere in India. So we thought that with that thought process, we started the manufacturing forum with around 11, 12 CIOs, and rapidly we grow up to 100 plus CIOs in one location at Pune. Of course, we have to face the uneventful, eventful, whatever you can say, the challenges of COVID 2020 and 21. We could not progress much, but within that scenario also we could able to connect with each other with the virtual events and many more things. So focusing on the manufacturing was our main motto, and then we tie up with GEC Media, and then we become a global CI manufacturing forum this year, and we launched it in last Dubai, this year in Dubai, and then we had the launch in various cities in India. Now we have 500 plus CIOs and those who are connected in India itself, and we're growing forward, looking forward to maybe 2,000 more people joining in from across the globe. So very focused, we wanted to discuss about the manufacturing forum. Even if we are manufacturing a small component like a screw or a small component in or doing some press, in a manufacturing shop floor, or if I am manufacturing a luxury car or even something very big trucks, the manufacturing processes are almost the same across, barring something which is very unique to me. If I am doing a small component manufacturing, my processes for the component would be very small. But the manufacturing process of getting the material, raw material, manufacturing it, processing it is something very similar. So we thought that why not to share our experience, whatever the best we have done it, that actually probably we can be benefit to somebody else. We speak to many forums in CII and AIMA and other forum, and we find out that this is something very interesting in India, where Make in India movement of our Prime Minister is basically is talking about taking the momentum, and I can contribute to that manufacturing, which is a big forum, and we have started with that ambition and journey has started. In this world of VUCA, where the volatility and uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguities are there, digital journey has to be there. I will not say digitization, which is a wrong word, because digitization may be a conversion of something physical processes, what we are doing today, to something maybe automation. But the digital journey itself is a journey. It is not a destination. So many people ask that I don't have the budget, I don't have the manpower, I don't have the processes, I don't have technology rightly available to me. What should I do? So somebody has to start. There should be a starting point for everyone, for all of us in our life. And that is where our experience comes in. Anybody want any help? Whatever actually we have done from our experiences, we can share it with the community. And that experience can actually help them to select the right partner, right technology, and also the right processes. It is very important that digital journey has to start, and the digital journey is a long journey we have to understand, and that journey we have to take it from somewhere at the starting point. So with the digital journey, we can change this volatility way to a vision. We can have a vision what actually we want to do, that can be converted, volatility converted to a vision. Uncertainty, where actually there is so much uncertainty in the market, we are never facing a challenge of COVID in our lifetime, maybe 100 years or so, in a century it has come. But everybody has adapted to working from home model, and that's something actually we are not, in the manufacturing industries especially, we are not used to. But we adapted to that. Months together, our production facilities were down, we're not able to produce. But slowly, when the things pick up, only the core manufacturing people went to the production floor, and they were actually doing the components or the production, they're doing it. But the support was happening from home. Everybody were supporting the IT people, especially those who are actually supporting round the clock, were there stationed and supporting all the processes. This is something great, and that actually have experienced a lifetime. So all this uncertainty can be changed by other understanding. Third, the complexities. The complexity is the one thing we have been facing in all course of our life. It could maybe logistics, it could be a production, it could be manufacturing, it could be quality or anything. So, or even the product in the marketing, especially the customer experience, that complexities are coming. The customers are becoming more and more intelligent day by day. With that, we have to cater to them, to their expectations, that they something know more than us, that we have to meet their expectations. And that clarity, if we have in our mind, we can change the complexity and the clarity with these digital processes. Ambiguity is one last component in this VUCA world, where there would be always ambiguity, and we always find some kind of processes challenge kind of thing. Actually, we always find that it's not happening. The things are scenarios are changing, market dynamics are changing, the local market is changing, the global market is changing. We have to cater to that. So in this ambiguity, if we have a great IT technology at our place, we can change it to the agility. And this VUCA can be converted to vision, understanding, clarity, and the agility. That is where all our processes comes into place, and we have to play a major role. With this, I welcome you all again to our CIO 200 community final, which will be a amalgamation of infusion of technology with process and people. I think all the CIOs, we know that we are tech savvy guys. We know the technology very well. It is something not new to us. Anything happening in the world of technology, we adapt it. It may be smaller things like mailing system, or could be ERP systems, or it could be logistics systems, or even processes like AI, ML, or BP, or whatever it could be. We are adapting the technology very, very fast, and I think we are great into that. But who is going to handle the technology and who is going to use it is most important. The process part and the people part are most important. So with this, the technology used by the right people, the right skill, with the right process is what actually we are going to witness in CIO 200 at Thailand. And all the speakers are lined up for this. I gear up for this great event. It is going to be a great experience, great learning processes. I advise all of you not to take it as something like a destination for leisure. Please take it as some kind of understanding and mixing with the global community, understanding what they are doing, and we can learn it from them. With this, I thank you very much. And again, I welcome you all for the CI 200 event in Thailand. Thank you.
We have one question here from Nirvan. He's asking that this is pertaining to SME, MSME manufacturing space. So the GDP contribution from this sector is around 27 to 30%. With greater automation using robotics, this can increase the cost but play a dampener. And he's asking if startups in this space from the world across play an important role here.
The small and medium industries are definitely going to be the integral part of our manufacturing processes, and we are going to talk to them, and that is where actually our expertise comes in. We have the people and processes knowledge with us, vast knowledge, vast experience with our CIOs community, where we all come from the manufacturing background. Some people like me, we have 30 years plus experience, and also the young dynamics people, those who have 10, 20 years experience, but they are actually seeing the changing world very, very fast. And we are definitely going to target the small and medium companies where we are going to support them. We spoke in one of our CII event recently, Confederation of India Industry event, and where the question came in that whether we can support the CII. Yes, we can, and we are planning to do that, so that we are going to create an ecosystem for the manufacturing industries, Industry 4.0 especially. All the components of Industry 4.0, we are going to build up around that. The entire ecosystem are going to build up, and then we go to the market and say that this is what actually is there. You ought to adapt whatever is possible. It could be the cloud computing, or it could be the SAP services, or it could be the AI, ML, or IoT, anything that is going to happen. And that process we are going to start and going to support the community so that they are not misguided. Because what happens is people are misguided. People talk a lot about Industry 4.0 or digital transformation, digital journey, and people are glue them with so many jargons, and they put their investment. That is the right investment. Whether the people should do the right investment, right place is the most important question. Like one example, whether you should host something at your premise on prem, or you should put it in the cloud. That decision has to be taken. And I think going forward, these decisions are going to change the way of working. the way of our business. That is something very important. Security built up, starting from our IoT components in the shop floor, we have to take care of that part. If we do not secure everything, whatever actually machine learnings we are generating data, the data is getting computed and it is also available for the analytics and maybe also in the cloud. So we have to take care of the security part, and I have to understand the entire gamut of this digitization process, and we have to take a journey, leap forward, and this will be going. As I told, this is not a destination. This is going to be a journey, and that journey is going to be beautiful if we really start it and with a positive mind.
Thank you so much, Pratap, for taking that question up as well. And we really appreciate the engagement. So if you guys have any further questions, you can click on the Q&A tab, and we will try our best to accommodate all the questions. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Kushu Mistry. He is the CIO and Senior Vice President of Eureka Forbes Private India. He has had an enterprising career of 27 plus years, and it includes national and international leadership of IT infrastructure network and service delivery units with global functional ownership. It brings me immense pleasure to invite him on stage. He'll be sharing his further insights on democratization of data to enhance customer experience. Over to you, Mr. Kushu.
Thank you very much. One of the items which is, I would say, very near to the way we do business, specifically from a Eureka Forbes perspective, and as everybody would be aware, Eureka Forbes is in the health and hygiene, primarily on the water purification, vacuum cleaner, air purifier categories. But I would like to, in this session, showcase how you can democratize your data in order to enhance your customer experience. Now, this is a very, very large topic, but I will try and make sure that I cover certain sections of it in today's presentation and give you an overview. Having said that, why am I showing you a leaf? This is a leaf. If you look at the intricate patterns within the leaf, and if you look deeply, there are various arteries which are there in a leaf. Frankly, this represents your business today, because you will see that you have a service side of it, you have a direct sales side of it, which is the B2C side of it. You will have your retail industries, which you are working upon as an industry. And this is very particular to Eureka Forbes, which I'm also referring to. But this represents a lot of organizations around India and around the world. You will have also a B2B, you will have your e-commerce sites, you will have all the entire ecosystems of digital marketing, manufacturing, R&D, supply chain, human resources, finance and admin within an organization. What is it all dedicated and used for? It's like the arteries in the leaf. It comes across to one component, which is called your customer. Now, in today's day and age, if you look at your customer, please understand that the amount of touch points, specifically with the COVID situation, which has brought in and accelerated the digital journeys of a customer in the real world, in the sense of across every industry, across every segment. Ultimately, it's what you do with the customer which makes your product sell in the market or not. So putting the customer in the center, just like a leaf, it takes all the arteries and pushes it into the central stem, where it attaches itself and remains strong. The strength of your customer, the loyalty of your customer will determine your future of your company. Going forward, if you look at all of these components, what basically happens in the real world? This is what happens. A customer complains online on the social media and it goes viral. Your online reputational management team then scrambles into action and tries to reduce your brand damage. But your marketing team is still bombarding information back to the customer on the same product which they have complained about. So this is just an example I'm giving you. This is completely a mess. This is exactly what happens in the real world. So basically, when you have all the arteries collecting the data of your customer, because it's the entire customer journey which happens, whether you talk from the manufacturing side of it, to the finished good products, to the delivery, to the installation, to the servicing. Ultimately, it's the customer who's the center. And if you're not able to provide a good service to the customer, basically the customer will complain. And this is where it causes the brand damage to companies. So in order to ensure that the data which you're collecting, which is in the petabytes by now, okay, I can tell you from a Eureka Forbes perspective, we have over 20 million customers who we service in this country. We are getting data every second of the day. In fact, to a large extent, our service people who go and service the equipment, they're entering a kitchen every second of the day. That's the extensive nature of our service division. Of course, the sales part of it, the e-com side of it is all the sales part of it. But ultimately, where the rubber hits the road is how do we ensure that the person who's bought our product is happy, and that is creates a long time value with the customer. So what is data democratization? Why is it so essential? You collect a lot of data in your company, regardless of whether it's in siloed information or in a centralized data lake, or it is in your business warehouse, or which you are creating. Data democratization is what really creates the value, because this is when you share this information to everybody involved within your organization and with your customer. It provides an improved customer experience, because today's customer is a very involved customer. They want to know what they are buying. Where are they buying it from? What is the source of the information which is being portrayed to them? And frankly, the customers get bombarded with information on a particular section, but the customer is very, very intelligent. You have to understand that it's a purpose which enables your user data access, so it can make a data-driven decision within your company, and that creates customer engagement. So to a large extent, taking this particular matter forward, when you take the data which is there in your company and you democratize it, you have to understand one thing, that this has to be done without compromising your data security or leakage of your information, what we call as the PII, the personalized information identification, should never be revealed. So your data security becomes a very important complement of data democratization. So this data democratization, it's a big word, but it provides the major opportunity. And if you do it correctly, you will find yourself creating a unified omni-channel customer journey. Now, we've been talking about omni-channel presence, but what is important is, are you creating that for your customer? Are you creating that unified omni-channel customer journey? It allows you, the customer, to be experienced by the data which is powered by that data which you collected from the customer. Today's customer, you cannot go back and say, it's on a hunch or an assumption I'm providing your service. No, the customer wants directed customer services. They want information about the product which they have chosen. They don't want to be bombarded with 10,000 other things. Data democratization empowers the business to quickly enable the behavioral segmentation and craft a response for your customer. This is the power of your data. This is your data. And more important, it combines the effects. Now, I spoke about the example before. It combines the effect of your online reputational management team, your marketing, your sales, your service, to work collaboratively and solve the problem at hand of the customer. So the question then comes down to, how do you democratize your data in your organization? This is where technology comes in and steps up to ensure that this can be done. First and foremost, you may have CRM systems, you may have frontline application systems, you may have Salesforce automation application systems in the frontline. All of this put together, on top of that, you have to put something called a common data platform. Now, we have done it in the cloud, and therefore I can tell you that using a common data platform, it provides a combinatorial effect of your CRM data, your data lake data, your online reputational management data, your social media data, and it provides that into a common area where you can look at the customer more from a 360-degree angle. And frankly, utilizing the insights of this platform, the common data platform, it provides a hyper-personalized view, not only of your customer, but their needs, their wants, and ultimately whether they are satisfied or not. Blend this, your common data platform, with the AI ML engine, okay, to segregate and provide customer cohorts to provide a personalized recommendations. So you may have all these new engines which basically do recommendations, but until and unless you understand your customer utilizing the CDP, you cannot go to the next step. So this is the next step of utilizing your recommendation engines to provide a personalized service. This is the platform. This is the technology platform which provides you the unified customer experience. This is what the customer wants in today's day and age. So what are your end results of all of this, of data democratization? You will ensure that the customer attributes are visible to you, and if you can provide that also to your customer, they are going to be extremely happy about it. Because you are able to take all of this data and speed up the brand to market of your product, you create something called a customer lifetime value. Because the customer wants to be in charge of their destiny. They do not want to buy products and then not be happy with them. So when you take all of this data, put it through your CRM systems, your ORM systems, your online social media linkages, your Salesforce, and you bring it all together, it gives you a concerted view of your customer. And when the customer is able to influence that decisions, you create the CLTV. And of course, it allows, the most important point, as I said, is you're allowing the customer to review the data of what they're doing and how they're doing it. It provides that orchestration layer for which you can do, from a business perspective, do it at scale. Ultimately, if you do this correctly, your customer experience, you will give a wow experience to your customer. Please understand, it's easier said than done. But until you start the journey, until you look at the customer, put the customer in the center of it all. And I'm sure everybody does it. I'm perhaps preaching to the converted. But utilizing your own data of your own company, of your own customers, put it together, and then provide that information not only to your sales, the service, your marketing teams, but also to your customer. You will create a wow experience from your customer. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kishore. We have a question from our audience, actually. I've shared it on your chat as well.
Yeah.
So for our rest of the audience, the question is, so in their engineering journey across industry verticals, they have realized that an organization has to have a strong information architecture, which, if reversed, is nothing but AI. So this on top of a data lake surely gives the customer insights to the customer. What do you think about this? What are your insights on this?
Your data is as good as what is coming in. You have to first understand that your data has to be clear. Okay. The famous words which says garbage in, garbage out should not occur, right? So if you take garbage in and you run your AI and ML engines, it'll just indicate your problems faster. It'll exacerbate your problems further. So I think the most important thing is, how do you gather the data? How do you ensure that the raw data which is coming out is clear? Once you have that information, now remember, data is not always clear. Nobody, you will find various things that people put information of your address is Mumbai and perhaps give the pin code of Pune, let's say. All right. So these are the things which have to be done. Data has to be crafted, has to be better managed. Once you do that, then you can run your AI and ML engines in order to do insighting, and it'll give you excellent results of what the customer really needs. And ultimately, that creates the CLTV for a customer.
So thank you for the response. I hope that answers the questions. Also, we have a second question, which is how to plan for data classification with data fabric process adaptation, keeping local law of land.
I'm pretty sure that some of the people on this call would have gone through GDPR. Okay. We have for our European entities, and believe me, we tore our hair off when we did the GDPR in the European sector. But the common component which comes out is data of a customer is sacrosanct. Okay, it's PII data. And that information, you have to provide what we call as a security bubble around the customer data. Now, in today's day and age, we work with a lot of franchisees, third-party partners, okay, e-com sites. The data of the customer needs to be ensured that we protect the data, and that has to be done within your systems. Then you provide masking on it, so that in effect, when you are reaching out to a customer, the customer believes that we are reaching out for the right reasons and not for the wrong reasons. And protecting that data is absolutely the journey of the CIOs and their sacrosanct duty to ensure that the data is protected, making sure that the data never gets leaked. Easier said than done, but that should be the rule of the thumb. And that should what all CIOs or CTOs or heads of IT must follow, because security is not just a responsibility of the CIO or the CEO of the company. It's a responsibility of every member who works in their organization.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kushru, for answering the questions in great depth and sharing further insights with our audience over here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And we really appreciate the engagement going on. We will try to take as many questions as possible. So with that, we move on to the next session. And I would like to invite and introduce Mr. Alauddin Mohammed. Currently, he's helming the Camlin Fine Sciences Limited as a global head of information technology. He's a multifunctional expert, and he's technically inclined and highly empowered IT professional with significant experience of nearly 3 decades in diverse areas and segments. And with this, I hand over the mic and the camera and the screen share over to you, Alauddin.
Good afternoon and good day to everybody. This is Alauddin. I'm from Camlin Fine Science. I'm a global IT head of Camlin Fine Sciences. Camlin, as such, you might have learned that Camlin pen pencil, we have been using pen pencil. Now we are into new vertical, like specifically antioxidant. Antioxidant specifically means whatever we eat, drink, in preservative food, all antioxidants have been manufactured by Camlin Fine Science, which is a different vertical. And we are into chemical manufacturing specifically. And we are, globally present. Currently, we started in India, then we started globally. So now, first of all, let me thank GEC Media to giving this opportunity to share my experience to all the upcoming CIOs and the IT heads. What are the challenges I face to deploy any ERP in the multinational company? Because multinational company, they have different that is localization and different business process. And what are the challenges faced and what are the points to be taken care when we are being given a challenge to roll out any ERP? as such. Okay, so first, thank you very much, CIO Forum, to give this opportunity. So basically, I got experience in SAP, 12 to 13 years of experience in SAP, and 3 to 4 years of experience in Microsoft Dynamics, and a programming knowledge plus a database knowledge. So my end of my career, almost I have covered 13 years of SAP. So I have learned many rapid rollout of SAP and how it can be rapidly rolled out. Now today's world, we can see any ERP means they say, okay, Microsoft Dynamics, SAP, Oracle. So I'm not here to promote SAP or Dynamics or anything, but I'm just focusing on SAP because it's my domain, and I want to make my colleagues, upcoming CIOs and the IT heads, how we can rapidly roll out and how we can save the company cost and the fear that SAP means they get fear. Okay, how it's very difficult and it's a like a white elephant. You have to invest so much money. No, not the case. We can very smartly work out and very cost effectively we can get it done, provided there is a management need to do the integration. So why this came into the picture? Specifically, what does a ERP means and what is SAP does is every material movement, any material movement we do, it has to be linked to the finance. So integration between material and finance, this knowledge is very important for any CIO, specifically CIO and IT heads, who if we are leading the project. Because what happens if we are lacking this integration knowledge, then the implementation partner can take us for a ride. So to roll out rapidly, there are many modules in SAP. There are SAP in ECC 6 and HANA. There are many modules, but the basic module, these are the basic module. Let's MM means material management, PP means production planning, FI means finance, PS means project, PM means project management, quality management. These are the basic modules which we can roll out. Then we can go on enhancing additional modules. But this will make your system run as it is. What rapid deployment solution SAP has come, they have got a template rollout. What is a template rollout? The SAP has done a lot of R&D. They invested a lot of resources on that. And like if you are into manufacturing sector, okay, this is the template. This is the standard business template. We are into pharma, this is the standard manufacturing. You are into retail, standard. So like that, they have done a lot of retail industries that even in the you can say manufacturing of pharma, different industries, they have got all different verticals. So they have templates. So ready to use templates are available. We can always adapt directly. So this makes our life easier. And how to adapt the standard procedure, that we have to take care. Okay. And secondly, it's a less risk. Reason risk is less risk because everything has been done R&D by all the industry experts. When industry experts, I say that if it is a pharma experts are involved. If it is, let us say, retail industry experts are involved. So a lot of effort has been given and it has been very easy to deploy and no risk. Okay. Think big and small. That means SAP says they can handle every module, business module, BI integration, every integration, but always go by small module, basic module, and then go on enhancing. So they focus on small module and then slowly they grow. Okay, this is how they are, and their agility. Now, previously there was a model like we have to in-house our cloud. Now they have come out with different modules. Either you take it in-house or you go to cloud, or now they have even come out with a business by design, even SAP business by design. So these are various modules like pay per use, like that also they have come out. That we can use this. Points I will cover in this presentation is, suppose your management decides to go to any ERP. Okay, SAP is one thing, that's okay. So what are the basic points as a IT head, as a CIO, we are responsible to do it, and it will be very successful. It has been tested. I have done around about 15 projects like this in India, in US, in Mexico, out of India also. 15 projects approximately I have done it, and I have tried to compile all together what is the best possible I can share to my colleagues. So first, when you have decided to have a ERP, first you have to make a committee. the committee member to decide the vendor. This committee member may be in-house, but I would advise take a external advice who is good in the industry, who has already experienced, take advice from them. You can engage them and make a committee to select the implementation partner. Make them responsible to implement. There are verticals available, experienced people available, senior people available. They can give the professional service to select this. Use the service and select a proper vendor. Okay. Then after selection, we have to define what is the cost of ownership, what is the timeline required, how to decide the timeline. Okay. Then we have to define internal project manager. Then we have to how the implementation team has to be defined, how to do the gap analysis. Okay. Weekly review meeting, how to be taken, that is, and master data migration, point number 10, very important, how it has to be handled. Okay, end user training, testing, okay, go live. These are the standard things which you will find it in lot of templates. If you go to the SAP, if you go to Google, you'll get a lot of, but that requires experience, and then I will show you how we can cut down all the times and we can give the best result. Choosing the implementation partner is very important for a ERP solution at the first place. The success and failure of the ERP implementation partner depends on the partner's capability and experience. Remember that once you have selected the partner, be with them for a very long time. They know all the English different, but the trust has to be remained. Be very careful. Do all the R&D possible. So what are the things you have to take care when you're going to select an implementation partner? That is most important, because you can see a lot of websites, okay, big companies coming up. Okay, we will deploy this in this month. I'll not name the companies, but there are a lot of companies coming up with SAP, Microsoft Dynamics deploying. But what are the things you have to, whether the partner has the industry experience, in which industry you are. Does it have an industry experience, past experience, and how many rollouts and what are the challenges he has faced in the past experience? That you have to do the R&D, you have to do a lot of homework. Okay, what is his customer, but what are the past deployments customers feedback that you have to take? Okay, and what are the services he can provide, whether in-house service, might be a remote service, what are the service can, and what are the customization he has handled. There are every manufacturing unit, specifically manufacturing unit, has got different customization, different third-party customization, process industry customization, where is the production plant is integrated with the ERP. So this kind of customization are available. Whether he has handled this kind of complication, if third-party customization do exist in your organization, you do a proper R&D. Okay, and what is his involvement in this, and what is the participation? Okay, and support. Suppose after go live, what are the supports he's getting? Does it have a sufficient resource to give the support, or just he's hiring from somewhere? Just all this R&D you have to take it care. And last, what is the relation with the implementation with the ERP? This will help you in taking your licenses properly, because license cost was also very heavy. So the relation with the SAP or in relation with any of the ERP of the implementation partner will help you to reduce the licensing cost. That is most important. So you have to do all the scrutiny and come to one conclusion: who is the implementation partner? Okay, changing implementation partner is very difficult, and that will then will burn a finger. That is, and as a CIO, if you are given this task, you can spend time and you can choose this. The cost of ownership. Development cost and license cost is the maximum cost. Okay, because development will take, let us say, a configuration development might take 3 months, 4 months, what is the senior resources, the junior resources, these are consultants. So they will give you a lot of calculation, man hours calculation, man days calculation, and then they will say, okay, this is the cost for my development and implementation. So you have to be very smart in doing that. You have to cut down if there is a scope to cut down here the cost. Okay, we should not take for granted whatever they are saying that is the cost. No, we have to be very smart in cutting down this cost. Next comes the licensing cost. See, every ERP they have different types of licenses. So suppose you have, let us say, 500 users, or let us say 1,000 users. Don't go for 500 users or 1,000 users at a stretch. We are just started, and we are started negotiation, and now the development. So during the development stage, just go for 25 license, 30 license, because just find out how many resources the implementation partner will be using, that much license, plus 4 or 5 license or 10 license as per our internal users, if as a master user or the professional user. Just go for only that license, because the moment you purchase all the license together on the day one, because the AMC of the license will start from day one, and before your project is live, you have to go on paying him. So be very careful during the licensing. And second, after go live also, there will be licensing constraints, professional user constraint, who is the developer user, end user. So be smart enough to match the licenses and purchase, because every license will have different costing. So don't get carried away. So these places we can cut down cost and make the company more beneficial. Suppose there is a third-party solution which is existing in your legacy system. So then find out whether this third-party solution can be easily integrated with the ERP solution, available solution, or you require some additional. So what is the additional cost for that? So always break down the cost, like basic deployment, licensing, and additional. This is if your business process is not going to stop due to the third party, so have a second thought. But there is a third party integration which is required, mandatory, and it is stopping your business. So do take a call on this. Maintenance and support. Once the go live happens, what are the supports the partner can give? Because from the after go live, we don't have internal resource for support. We have to depend on the partner. But how long we have to depend? How much to depend? That is the internal call. And how much, and we have to prepare ourselves. That also we have to take care. So we can cut down in long term, may not be immediately, might be after 6 months or 1 year, we can cut down this cost by different way. Training, again, new recruiting coming, new business heads will join, new department heads will join. Again, if there is a training required, how to take it up, whether we have to go for this implementation guy or we can take it inside. This also a cost is involved. Okay, any additional consultancy required. Then the infrastructure cost, again, whether existing infrastructure by additional investment we can go, or we have to scrap the infrastructure and have a fresh investment, or we have to go cloud totally. We have to calculate the cost, and then we have to give the ownership, cost of ownership, and we have to calculate the ROI. What is the standard? See, this is a standard rollout procedure. Usually we run through all the ERPs, and this is a standard procedure. Okay, specifically project setup, you have to be enabling how, whether my in-house team is enabled to take this, because what happens, there will be a lot of resistance. So we have to make a call whether in all the business heads, we have to take a help of the management and do that. Okay, internal system, what is the internal system available? How many data has to be migrated? That you have to take a call. And there is a gap. Suppose SAP or ERP they suggest some solution, but validate this solution is valid for my organization or not. Sometimes all solutions which is being given may be valuable for my organization or may not be. If it is valuable, get it validated. Okay, because it looks good, the suggestion looks good, but will my business stop, or will hamper anything, or it require any additional thing? That we have to make a gap. So identify the gap. Okay, ultimately we create a as is. Then before going to customization, you have to complete this. There is no go back. Do not go back, because when the customization starts with the implementation partner, don't go with the new suggestions. That is the responsibility of the in-house project manager. Don't go out with the in-house suggestions. So we have to put a stop of the scope, and then we have to, if there is a scope, whether it can be taken as phase 2 or not, or we have missed out, that has to be very careful. So rolling back is very difficult. I'm not saying rolling back any additional suggestions, because they might have started the work and then come out with a suggestion. No, don't go there. So it will backfire us. Okay. Next is the data migration. Data migration is also very important because we have got legacy system, different legacy system. Then we have to integrate. So this, the implementation partner or anybody, nobody will help. This our in-house team has to do it. So we have to smartly and very carefully design this data and then give it to them for testing. Okay. If there is if you make a, that is a garbage in, garbage out, our previous speaker has told, if we will end up in throughout the transaction will be error only. So this is, we have to take care. Okay. Then the go live and preparation is that. So this, but you can see this stage is very critical. How to understand the timeline? So to the best of my knowledge, I have done lot implementation, 15 implementation. India location, I say, okay, localization, 20 business units with one corporate head. He's very easily rolled out within 4 to 5 months, max 6 months. That's it, not more than that. 20 businesses across pan India. You have to spend, you will be spending time only in one rollout. But when it comes to further rollouts, let us say we started with India. And when it was successful, we done it in 4 months. Okay. And just extending it to a different localization, we extended to US, we extended to Brazil, we extended to Mexico. Extending was very easy. Then the time will come down, the preparation time, everything will come down. Only localization will remain. Be very careful. And the first rollouts, maximum for India location, it is not more than 5 to 6 months. So the fear have the people, oh, it takes 2 years to do, and it's a white elephant, it is very costly. No, not like that. Now comes the task job. You are done with a business partner, you have done everything, you have done the homework, you have done the calculator, everything is done. Now we have to make a team. In-house team and the implementation team. In-house team should contain a CIO, CEO or MD as a sponsor. They can pitch in once in a month or once in a 15 days. But as a senior member, because they understand all our business processes, we have to include in the in-house team. In-house project manager, very critical. He should be strong in cross-function business process. Okay, IT is mandatory, that's sure. And he should be very good in database, any database, very good in database. He should be good in the infrastructure, but this strong in cross function, this is most important, because this is the guy who is going to drive these people, because end user may not. This is the guy who will be responding to the CIOs and MDs. This is the guy who will be driving this internal. If I would suggest, what practically I have done is, what I did is 3 to 4 days, I practically sat with purchase department. 5 days, I sat with how they work. I like a user, I worked with them. Okay, I went to the production department. I like a normal user, I worked with them just to understand the business process. What is the end user doing? How they are doing? And every department, I spent 2 to 3 days. I left my department. I went there. Okay, I'm there in this department for 1 week, 3-4 days. So I have gone through all the department, quality control, to understand the process. So, and then I mapped myself, okay, if this is the activity done in goods receipt, this is the activity done in production, this is the activity done in quality, how it is impacting my finance. So this integration I did, then I understood with sitting with the finance guy. So after understanding, I took the responsibility of the in-house project manager. No doubt that scope, every project manager, every CIO may not get, but we can always get a knowledge from the end user. Then in-house infrastructure manager, this is also very important. He should be very good in the firewall and networking and security. He should be very good. That is important, and that is required for the infrastructure setup. Key user means not like that. This guy has worked in 15 years in this department. No, not like that. This guy has worked in 10 years. No, don't go by number of years he has spent the company. No, go apply your knowledge and just see who is the smart guy, who can take up a lot of responsibilities, boost them, give them, and make a one key user per module. Maybe a senior, might be a middle age, might be just a 4 to 6 years of experience guy, but who knows his functional model very good, and he is willing to take the responsibility. So get hold of this kind of people from every department. I'm damn sure when these two are proper, we can drive the implementation partner very fast. From the implementation partner, there should be a mentor. There will be always a mentor and the implementation partner. So carry out to the who is the mentor, because might be the implementation owner, or might be the vice president, might be a mentor who understands the business. Take care that this project manager, you ask them, share the profile of the project manager. Go through the profile, have a one-to-one conversation. I don't say take an interview, but understand whether the project manager can handle our task, and who are the functional consultant who will be taking care of our configuration. Ask them to share the profile, and this profile you can always share with from the committee, which you are initially point number one. We can always share with the committee and take a suggestion. Then you suggest, okay, this project manager okay for me. These are the consultants. So then you become a full-fledged implementation team for going ahead. Top management commitment and support for change requests is why this is required. Because when we go for any change in the system, there is a reservation. There is always a reservation from the end user. There is always a reason that they will think my job is going to go. I am doing this 10 years in Excel. I am doing this, importing here and doing this. This will go. But you have to remove that fear. No, it's not like that. You will be working smart. That is important. Your job time will be reduced. That you have to make them comfort. And you can see that users will give a lot of requirement. I want this, I want this, I want this. Collect everything. Segregate. What are the things which is necessary, which will not stop my business? Segregate. What are the things which can be taken second phase? What are the things it is only reporting? So don't spend time on that. So just spend time on the process which is affecting my business transaction. Any document, statutory compliance. Take care of that. Which should not be hampered. That is. So if any change requests, go to them. If you want to pressurize, take the help of the management and put a pressure. No, this has to be done like this only. No, you have been practicing, no problem, but you can do this, the objective is achieved. So start doing that. Any third-party integration, we can take it on phase 2, if it is required. Okay, enhancement, customization, we can take it further, but standard will work out. Additional reports, we can take it further. But phase 1 completed will be very difficult. Phase 1 completed itself will be a comfort level for all the project manager, it's a success. First, find out as is, what is the existing system in the legacy system. So I would suggest the project manager, in-house project manager, to work hand in gloves with the implementation project manager and go and find when he's working on the as is, you also work on the as is and just come to the conclusion. Okay, then what to be done? That is already concluded. So what is the gap? So this homework when they are doing, when they're back before starting the configuration, when they are doing, the project manager should not take only the requirements and keep. He should be part of this requirement gathering. Don't tell a consultant take the requirement and then come to me, we will discuss. No, you be part of the requirement gathering. Then you learn more. So these are the rapid deployment tools which I showed. This is a standard tool, preparing and business blueprint realization, final preparation, go live support. These are standard tools available. So we have to follow these rapid tools only. It's not much of this will go ahead. Now weekly review meeting. See, end user review meeting. We decide a task every weekend. This weekend, what is the task to be completed in terms of company? In terms of implementation partner. So combine that and take a joint call every week. Weekly target is matured or not. Then take a mentor call, might be once in fortnight or something, so that people are in track. It should not happen, we meet after 15 days or 20 days, then be okay, we are off the schedule. No, take every week and give targets to both the team, in-house team as well as the implementation team. Master data migration is very important, because that's why I was telling it, master data migration ownership should remain with the project manager, so that he understands all the master, he is cleaning the data and giving. So before configuration starts and before the go live starts, you request the implementation partner, give me the templates. They will not share the templates immediately, but ask them, give me the templates. I will start working back, and then when your configuration is going on, You tell them, I will start working on the templates. Start working on the templates. Gather the data, because it's not easy for in-house team to gather the data. It's very difficult. Go to individual people, gather the data, then synchronize it. Then we will see that the X legacy system code is not matching with Y legacy system. Every legacy system will have synchronize them. That's a bit that. So that we have to take care. What is done? We can take a. I would suggest or take a end user training in the development server. Okay, give the understand all the flows. What are the scenarios? Business transaction. Every business and every department have make them to test. Okay. Then come the user acceptance test. User acceptance test specifically, I would suggest take a live business scenario, not a dummy data. Take a live business scenario. Do not allow the consultant to give the training. Request the key user to give the training. User to test the training. All the scenarios through. Then we can go for go live. Again, after go live also, we have to migrate some data from a master data from a development to production. Once it has been done, we have to validate the masters. Okay, we have to validate the balances. All this data is responsibility of the stakeholder of the project manager. Okay, now the last go live date is very critical. Why? Management will push you, go live next month, go live next month. No, be careful. Always select a date, a quarter end or a half yearly end as per the accounting year. Do not select in between. Best way is select the year ending. That is, if in India it is 31st March, that is 1st April. If it is any other country, take it 1st January. Take it that way, because the old data will remain in one system and the new data will start with a fresh accounting year. If more questions, we can take it from half yearly, because half yearly audits completed, we have audited figures in hand. Go with audited figures. That will be. And second, I do not believe in backlog data, because backlog data means, again, there is people will be spending time in collecting the data and putting. Your legacy system will always remain as a primary system, and SAP or ERP will remain as a secondary system. So be careful. Like, no backlog data entry. It is cut off. Cut off means cut off. That's it. Do as much homework as possible before that, but do not run a parallel system. I experienced, and it is of no use. People have burned their fingers and do that. After the go live support, what is the on-site support? On-site support of the implementation partner. Subcontracting will take place, but we have to slowly taper from the on-site to remote. That is important. That will save the cost, and you also will have the comfort level with the management. Yeah. Last is system is live. Job is over. No, not job. Job is not over. We have to go for audit. We have to audit system audit and the statutory audit. If your ERP system faces one audit, that means your data is almost correct. All the data flow is correct. Audit is, so you can say that my system is correct, data flow is correct, integration is correct. Once we go through the one of the accounting audit and the system audit, then come the MIS reports. Okay. Okay, thank you for now, and I think I have shared my maximum possible experience with the team. Any inquiry, any help is required. I'm open for any help for the CIOs, and any help related to questions, I can go ahead, please.
Thank you so much, Alauddin. The session was really enjoyed by the attendees, as we can see from the chat as well. We do have one question, which is, what is the benchmark for cloud ROI and ensuring projected cost run rate?
See, benchmark is specifically, now the licensing cost is, licensing cost specifically means in SAP, there are different licensing costs. Okay, so you have to define what is how many users are there. Suppose you go to professional license, it will be approximately 1 lakh INR. Okay, and if you go to the end user license, it will be only 35,000-40,000. So we have to be very smart enough to licensing. Licensing cost surely depends on the in-house team and what is the like. I can comment on the implementation cost. Implementation cost specifically will contain what is the business, how many business units you are in the infrastructure, how many business units you are having in the company. So, and how many SKUs? SKU means product lineup. What is the product lineup you have got in the SKUs? That much will be the. So probably within 6 months, let us say with a 6 month of implementation cost and all the senior person involved, accepting the licensing cost, it may not provided. It may not be more than 1.2 to 3, 1.2 to 1.5 to 2 CR Indian currency. Okay. And then ROI, you have to calculate the ROI. ROI specifically now you just calculate. See how much if you are investing on the infrastructure in-house, or if you are going for a cloud solution, what is the difference? And secondly, you are slowly migrating, getting out of the implementation partner, and you are creating an in-house team. See, I created an in-house team. I made them certified. My management said, you are getting certified, people will go. I told, let them go, no problem. So then you have to calculate the ROI of that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alauddin. And I hope that answers the questions to our audience that had inquired. So thank you, Alauddin, for being with us.
I think I was running out of time, but there are a lot of things to cover. Okay, thank you.
No, definitely. But as per the engagement in the chat, like I think so the audience really like the in-depth analysis of your session.
Thank you.
Thank you. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the awaited segment of this event, which is the CIO 200 Awards. So with the vision of felicitating the taskmasters of the year and in this region, we'll be giving the awards in 4 categories, which is the legend, master, leader, and next generation CIO. So a little bit about the categories. The next gen CIO category winners are the ones who have broken the age barrier and proven themselves through the humongous projects that they have carried out in a short span of time. The leader CIO with an experience of 10 to 15 years and expertise in multiple domains belong to this the leader category. The master CIO, as the category suggests, these winners are masters in unparalleled technological experience, backed with 15 to 20 years of career span. And the legend category felicitates the CIOs who have been leading and mastering the technology for more than 20 plus years and are inspiring the upcoming and the next generation CIOs as well. So with that, we play the slides for the winners. And congratulations to all the winners. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of this wonderful and very engaging session of the World CIO 200 Summit India edition. I hope you all enjoyed the presentations and the sessions that our speakers had curated specifically for you. Before signing off, we would like to thank all the speakers who had attended, who had shared their amazing insights with our audience here today on the ongoing trends. And a big round of applause for our audience as well for being so engaging throughout these sessions and being part of this event throughout. We look forward to meeting you in person in our future events, hopefully. Thank you and have a good day. This is Gurleen, your host, signing off for today. Thank you.